Is your toilet paper holder hanging on for dear life, or worse, has it completely fallen to the ground? Don't worry, you're not alone. Cheap plastic anchors can only hold on for so long before they'll start to fail. But today on Brew Builds, I'll show you how to repair this the right way using easy toggle drywall anchors. You ready? Let's fix this. Most toilet paper holders come with cheap plastic anchors. Over time, they can't handle the stress of daily use and they will start to pop out of the wall. Not ideal. But before we fix this, let's go over some different options you have when it comes to drywall anchors. This is a small collection of the different types of drywall anchors that you can find at most hardware stores. Typically, when you buy a shelf or a mount, it will come with some type of plastic anchor. There might be some slight variations in design, but they function the same way. They require you to drill a hole first, then inserting the anchor flush to the drywall, which may require the use of a hammer. When the screw goes in, it spreads out the plastic into the drywall, holding it in place. The one advantage of this type of plastic anchor compared to the other ones that I'll be talking about is you can use these in concrete, stucco, or brick. But for drywall, a better option in my opinion is an anchor that will screw into the drywall. These come in both plastic and metal. These will hold more weight and they don't require you to drill a hole. However, you do need to be careful not to rip through the drywall when installing them. Drywall is made of gypsum core, which is brittle and can crumble under pressure. The thick paper on the outside is what gives drywall its strength. When it is torn, the gypsum core can easily crumble or crack. The problem with both of these type of anchors, when you're installing them, they will tear and damage the paper, which is why they will loosen and start to pull out over time. A better option would be a toggle type anchor that will pinch itself around the drywall. With a traditional toggle bolt, you would need to drill holes large enough to fit the butterfly nut portion of the bolt through. But before inserting it into the wall, insert the screws through the holes in the mounting bracket, then fold the wings and insert the toggle bolts into the holes in the wall with everything attached. Then tighten the screws, which can be very awkward when working with large items. Now, some of the drawbacks with this type of anchor are they leave a large hole in your wall. You have to put it together and kind of assemble it all at the same time, and really you can only use these once because if you take the screw out, the wings will most likely fall down inside your wall. Now, a few years ago, this game changer came out. It's the Easy Toggle Drywall Anchor. It's designed to carry much more weight and stay secure inside your wall, and you don't need to drill a large hole. These screw into the drywall without pre-drilling a hole. Then when you add the screw into the anchor, this piece will flip out and tighten against itself, pinching the drywall. And unlike the traditional toggle bolt, you can remove the screw and the toggle anchor will stay in place. These do have some drawbacks. They're very difficult to remove, if not impossible, so I wouldn't use them for hanging some type of decor that you may want to move later. Also, sometimes the toggle itself can't open because it hits something inside the wall. There are a lot of variations available now for the toggle type drywall anchor. This one has a 90-pound rating, and from the looks of it, it might not tear into the drywall as much as the one that I used. And this one here screws in like a typical drywall anchor, but has these plastic pieces that will spread out when you insert and tighten a screw. I used some of these on an indoor office job recently because the wall cavity was too small to fit this, so I had to go run to the store and I found these. I'm actually curious to see how these exactly work, so I'm going to run one of these into the drywall. Not as easy to start as the metal ones I used, but it didn't seem to tear the paper as much. Well, that's pretty cool. Those tabs really lock it into the drywall, but that will make it pretty much impossible to remove. I like to use the plastic anchors from hanging decor or a picture on the wall, or if I'm attaching something to stucco or concrete. Generally, I'll use a screw-in type anchor if I'm hanging something that's a little bit heavier or a shelf with some brackets. Then I'll use the toggle type if I need something with more holding power, like if I'm hanging a floating shelf or a grab bar. Ideally, I like those to be attached into a stud, but if I can't, then this is the next best option. Alright, drywall anchor lesson is over. Let's get back to the toilet paper holder and get that fixed. On the Bruce scale, technical ability I rate as a beginner. This is a project anyone can do. Physical ability I rate is easy. Just sit on your throne and get to work. Let's take a look at the issue. I actually remember fixing this probably over 10 years ago. Originally it had the cheap plastic anchors, and so I replaced them with the screw-in metal type. But after years of occasional yanking on the toilet paper, it's loosened up again. This is your typical 3-piece toilet paper holder. There is a small set screw at the bottom that holds the arm onto the mount. Loosen the screw by turning it counterclockwise until you can lift the arm off the mount. Keep in mind that the screw is on the bottom side, but if you're looking at it from the top side, then counterclockwise is actually clockwise. The lower anchor looks okay, but I can see the top one is pulling out of the drywall. I'll remove the lower screw first. I'm going to carefully twist out the anchor and the mount together at the same time. This hole is getting large, but I think there's still enough drywall intact to hold the new anchor in place. Once I get the mount on and tightened, it should be fine because the drywall will be pinched in between the mount and the toggle. I just need to be careful that I don't destroy the drywall any further. I'll carefully screw the new toggle anchor in until it is flush with the drywall. Oops, wrong direction. That should be good. There really isn't much drywall here. Now I'll put the screw through the mount and start to tighten it until the toggle starts to pinch the drywall. I like to set the clutch on the drill driver at a low setting, that way I don't over tighten the screws. Add in the second screw and tighten it up. Retighten the top screw, and that feels snug. This arm has a little flange at the top that fits over the lip on the top of the mount. Then the screw at the bottom will tighten up against the lip at the bottom of the mount. You know, it would be easier to mount this with the screw at the top, but then you'd have to look at the screw every time you're sitting on the throne. I found it easier to put the screwdriver in the slot of the screw first, then place the arm on the mount and tighten the screw. I'm going to take the other side off, check the anchors, tighten the screws back up, and then put it back together. With the easy toggle anchors, this holder is now secure and ready to handle all the spinning toilet paper your family needs. And that's it. In just a few minutes, you've fixed your toilet paper holder. It's an easy project that anyone can do. A little upgrade that makes a big difference. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share for more DIY tips.